Hello everyone and welcome to a Monster Girl design review, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna be going over this fan-made design for the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and which is a Hydra-like species. And I guess the artist made this as a way to cope that the Monster Girl Encyclopedia has no Hydra species at all. It says here that the Hydra is called a Dicentra. It's a Lamia family, and obviously it's a Hydra type, and that its habitat are swamps, jungles, wetlands, beaches, and caves. I guess that makes sense. Disposition is, like its nature or like its character, so like its personality. In the way, it says that its disposition is sadistic, but each head has a different disposition. So I'm assuming that each head can be sadistic, but normally each head has its own nature or character. One could be sadistic, or one could be lustful, and the other one could be I guess more calming, or I guess nice in a way. And that its diet is carnivorous. I guess no surprise. It's a Hydra, and Hydras are always supposed to be like carnivorous creatures, so it's no surprise that the Monster Girl version is also carnivorous. It also says here that the first three sisters, after a period of not getting husbands, they split up and their magical power increases. There are now five sisters. So in this case, when it says that they split up, it doesn't mean that they're the three sisters or three heads split up and become like their own separate Hydra, but rather, I guess it's sort of like cell division, in which they sort of, I guess they might divide their cells or something, and they, instead of create like a fourth sister or a fourth head, in this case it's now five sisters or five heads now. And it says that by doing this, it also increases their magical power. And I guess one would assume that it should be the opposite, instead of increasing their magic power, it should instead weaken them, since you would assume that they would have to divide their magical power between each of their sisters or each of their head, but in this case it says that it strengthens their magical power. I guess that the more sisters or the more heads it has, the more powerful it would become. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Also goes on to say that though the sisters exude their sexual desires, their thirst is never met until they find a husband. Of course, since it's inspired by the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and that series is in general very lewd and full of sexual shit all the time, this Monster Girl is gonna have to be the same way. So yeah, I guess they remain lustful until they find a husband. Also, here's the designs for the brooches and their tactile organ. The tactile organ, I assume, is just the organ that connects to the main body and allows them to feel or sense the same stuff. So I'm assuming that if one head feels pain or pleasure, then all of the heads might feel the exact same thing. Overall, I think it is a very nice design. It is quite a pretty solid design. The whole lore slash detail slash background information about the Monster Girl is not a lot. It's very lacking compared to the official Monster Girl Encyclopedia entries. Those give you a whole page of lore slash detail going into the character, nature, and stuff like that. So obviously this page is very short, not much info to go off of, and also the whole Dicentra name, I'm not sure if it's the name of the OCs, the character, or if it's the name of the species, since there is no Hydra or monster or creature named Dicentra in mythology slash folklore. There is a flower named Dicentra, so that might be a sort of inspiration for it. And there's sort of a Japanese mythology focus around the Dicentra, but again, that only focuses about the flower and has nothing to do with a monster or a Hydra or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be the end for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.